Hey, Viking fans, we drafted a offensive tackle out of Oklahoma in the 6th round. I'm going to talk about Walter Royce right now. Skull Vikes. Gather around, Skull brothers and sisters. This is Skull World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can find me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skull World. Let's go. Put in the comments, tell me what you think about our draft picks, especially today, now that I'm talking about Walter Royce. Royce. I don't know. I've never heard it said out loud, really. And I need to change that intro. But let's go. Tell me what you think about drafting an offensive tackle in the 6th round. Now PFF loves this guy, and it seems that Kwesi Udalfa-Mensah literally drafts PFF guys. Like, Blackman was a really big PFF graded player, and so is this Walter Royce. Help me out with the pronunciation. All right, let's go. All right, Walter. My first impressions of him: size. Love it. The physical attributes that he has are pretty off the charts. So what's not to like there? Now during the video, my first impression, I haven't looked at the NFL evaluation yet. I like to do that on the air. So I'm going to tell you what I thought. Then we'll go to it. And then I'm going to go to an article from SI.com. And then we're going to go to the NFL draft profile. And you can tell me what you think of how close I was. I thought he was stiff. I thought he had physical traits. I thought he was a smart player. Some of the blocks he made, like Ed Ingram, my complaints is he doesn't see the guy crossing in front of his face on a stunt kind of thing. Walter, my friend, can do that. He picks up guys, stunning. He looks like a very intelligent player out there. I don't think his feet are overly slow. I just don't think he's that athletic. Now, the one thing I loved about, our current left tackle is that he was a very athletic player. The thing I like about Walter Royce is that he is a big guy, got the long arms, got the big hands. He's got everything I physically want, size, weight of a left or right tackle. I don't know. I know like NFL Draft Buzz, who I wanted to use today, but for some reason their ads are running like nonstop. So I'm not going to do that. If you looked at his spider chart, it'll probably be crazy awesome. I like to use that. But, there's a lot to like about this guy, but they listed him in NFL Draft Buzz as a guard. So his spider chart was ridiculous against guards in the league. So, and we do have a left guard position open, and I wouldn't mind him. Now, I think he's better in the run game than he is the pass game, which, we got a rookie QB. Might take a little longer in the pocket, maybe, than Kirk Cousins did. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But those are my first impressions. Let's go to the SI.com article. This was by Will Raggets. You know how I like Will Raggets. Okay, the Vikings selected Oklahoma offensive tackle Rouse. I'm going to say Rouse. That's not Royce, it's Rouse. The Vikings selected Oklahoma offensive tackle Walter Rouse with the 177th overall pick, kicking off the 6th round of the 2024 NFL Draft. Rouse started 52 games at left tackle in his college career, playing 4 years at Stanford before spending his grad transfer year with the Sooners. Rouse has excellent length, standing at 6'6" with 35-inch arms. He's athletic, experienced, smart, and tough, projecting as a swing tackle in the NFL. I agree. He's definitely experienced. He is, like I said, a smart player. I think he likes to mix it up. I don't think he's a second-level guy. I don't think he's athletic like that, but I do like him run blocking. I do. Here's something. Here's the scouting report from the Athletic Dane Brugler. In pass protection, Rouse works hard to maximize his length and has learned to trust his spatial awareness. I agree. Although NFL rushers will be able to expose his stiffness with attempting to redirect, I agreed with that too. It might not always look pretty, but he's enough drive to flush out defenders in the run game. Overall, Rouse might not have distinguishing traits to hang in his hat on, but he has NFL size, smarts, with passable athleticism and strength to compete for an NFL roster spot. Potential swing tackle at the NFL level. That's his upside. I think that's his upside, or right tackle. Starting right tackle might be an upside spot for him. It's a like Phil Loadholt maybe type of player. It's a bit surprising to see the Vikings take Rouse here instead of guard like Boston College's Christian Mahogany. Given their biggest need on the offensive line is at left guard, but you can always use more depth at the tackle position, and the Vikings lost Oludo in free agency this year. Rouse, along with veteran David Quisenberry, will back up starters Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill. This is what the Vikings draft looked like so far, along with the remaining picks. So this was done during the draft. So let's go to the NFL player bio. Pretty awesome senior, 6'6", 313 pounds, arm length 35 and an 8-inch hand, arm length. What just happened here? The ads, man, killing me. And hand size 10 and 1/8. So hands to control player, arm length to control player, all great things. His thing is he's stiff. He's not a very bendy type player. I don't think he doesn't have independent hands. I talked about that with Dalton Reisner. I think a Brandel has it too, where they got one hand on him, it gets chopped down, they get the other one, and they bring it back, and they control the pass rush. I hadn't seen him with that. I haven't seen anything like that with him. So I'm a little worried about his pass protection. Maybe that can get taught in the NFL. Maybe that's where they learn it. But Dalton Reisner was a master at it. And Brandel, I saw him do it too. So I think right now he's definitely not going to start this year. I don't think. And I think the best thing he might be depth at tackle in case we lose both our tackles, because I like Quisenberry. Here's his player bio. Played 12 games, 11 starts, left tackle, 2019. 220 honorable mention, all Pac-12 conference. Started all 6 games at left tackle as COVID year. 2021 started all 12 games at left tackle. No really highlights apparently. He was honorable mention 2020. 2022 started 10 games at left tackle, honorable mention all Pac-12 conference. First team academic All-American. Graduate with degree in biochemical engineering. Oh, Jesus. So we got another smart one here. Biochemical engineering. Who does that? You're there for football and you're biochemical engineering at Stanford? So it makes sense why I think he looks intelligent out there. Honorable mention, all Big 12 conference in 2023. Started all 13 games at left tackle. Grandfather Walter V. Rouse was an All-American basketball player at Loyola University of Chicago and hit the game-winning shot in overtime in the 1963 NCAA championship game. All right, he's got a bloodline. He has got a bloodline. Why is this? Okay, I can't cross it out. Okay, Rouse possesses this overall. This is overview. Rouse possesses the size and intelligent coaches like, and he might be able to continue improving. If he can get stronger and improve, he can play on the right side as well. He's an average athlete with average bend. I said it wasn't great, and then will show up in the lack of consistent anchor and inline drive. I did see this. He'd get bull rushed and he'd be backed up pretty good, but he would eventually physical size keep the guy blocked, but he is not necessarily the greatest anchor in the world for being his size. But I think he could be. I think there'd be some development here. However, gotta get rid of this cough. However, that should not be oversold as he tends to anchor enough and maintain. Oh, he does. Yeah, so they agree. Maintain the level of stickiness as a run blocker, even when it looks a little disheveled. Rouse has played almost exclusively as a left tackle, but might be in consideration a solid swing tackle with prospect with some upside. Now, keep in mind, he's 6'6", but Brownell's 6'7". He's playing guard. Well, the difference is this guy's got long arms. So they're going to do whatever they can to keep him at tackle. Strength, extensive starting experience with a good feel for technique. Pass sets are generally patient with well-balanced base. I could see that. Clamps into face-up rushers and can bring them close. Really don't know what that means, but keep it. But I seen him like guys hitting him head on. He just stands them up. But after he does give away some ground though. Keeps feet moving to stay connected with his blocks. I don't think he's stagnant at all. Gives good effort getting into his landmarks on backside cutoffs. Weaknesses. These are short strength, short weaknesses. Kind of what you expected for, a guy his physical size. Like he's an average player, right? Weakness will need to vary punch attacks to prevent being timed up by rusher. Yes, he does not have the different, like I said, independent hands. Anchor can be displaced by a firm bull rush. I I did say that, but he usually ends up settling in. But yeah, I seen some. He gives up some ground, but he doesn't get blown up. He doesn't get blown up at all. Very average foot quickness to seal off the edge against speed. Might not even be average, but I'll give him average. Lower body stiffness limits fluidity on combo blocks. Aim and entry can be too tall on down blocks. Sources tell us he's made improvements at Oklahoma. I think he really helped himself with the way he can protect AFC area scouts. So that's the thing I like about him is it looks like he did improve throughout his career, just from what I've read. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think there's a lot to work with there. I think there's a lot to work with. I think he can develop. Again, he's super smart apparently. I didn't know he was super smart. I knew he was a smart football player. I didn't know he was super smart. I think he's got great awareness. He's got great physical size. I think he's stiff. I agree with that. They said he average bend. Yeah, I mean, I don't see him getting lower than the other guy a lot. And that may be a problem. Then there's been players that bend too much, right? And just fall forward and can easily get taken off their stance. Because if you're leaning too far, all they have to do is just yank you down. You can't do that. You gotta have great balance. And I think he's got balance. I just don't to what degree, that's where the bendiness comes in. I just the lack of independent hands. Hopefully that's coachable thing because that can be a superpower in pass blocking. He likes football. You can tell he likes playing football. He looks very. If I would want him on my team, that's why I could tell you. I think he'll be a very solid backup for us. At worst, a feature starting right tackle. Oh, not at worst. At probably at best, a feature starting right tackle. At worst, I think he'd be a backup or swing tackle. So I think he's an NFL player. I think he's going to stick with us. Obviously, he's got the book smarts for it. He's very smart. He appears to be very coachable. So I like it. Make sure you hit subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me what you think of Walter Rouse. Skull Vikes. Cue the music.